Good afternoon, everyone. I'm R.C. Davis-Undiano from the World Literature Today organization, and this is the 2022 Neustadt Lit Fest, the kickoff intro event. So thank you very, very much for being here. Really appreciate you. The next 3 days is going to be amazing, and Daniel and I will talk about some of the events in a few moments. But I just want to say that all of this will culminate at 4 o'clock on Wednesday when we give the prestigious Neustadt International Prize for Literature to Boubacar Boris Diop. And I want to mention that our authors here in the room just kind of recognize him. So this is all very exciting, and bear with us a little bit. We're reaching out to the world. This is all going out on Zoom as well as being imperfect, and so far there haven't been any train wrecks. So I think we're doing okay. So at this point, we have a university welcome from President Joseph Harris Jr., and let's listen to that for a second.
Hello, I'm OU President Joe Harris. It's my honor to welcome you to the Neustadt Prize event sponsored by World Literature Today. At the University of Oklahoma, we are extremely proud of the Neustadt Prize program. Thanks to the Neustadt family, for more than 5 decades, there have been Neustadt Prizes given on our campus and celebrated the world over. The Neustadt International Prize for Literature and the NSK Neustadt Prize for Children's and Young Adult Literature are world-famous honors that go to the most important writers anywhere. This tradition has been celebrated by the Swedish Academy that awards the Nobel Prize in Literature. And the New York Times once noted that the Neustadt Prize is second only to the Nobel in terms of its importance around the globe. As we turn to the next 50 years of the Neustadt Prize program, it's only fitting that this year's laureate is award-winning author Boubacar Boris Diop. A prominent novelist from Senegal, he has helped establish new benchmarks of excellence in international literature. His own work and support of other African writers are the epitome of what the Neustadt International Prize in Literature is meant to recognize. In many ways, the Neustadt Prize and its celebration of literary voices from across the globe embodies our fundamental purpose at OU, to change lives. We thank the Neustadt family for their outstanding and longtime support of our university. And we thank all of you who have joined us for this year's festival.
Harris. So, okay, at this point, we've got just a couple minutes. I want to invite Dr. Daniel Simon to come up, and maybe I could ask him to give a quick overview of some of the highlights of the next couple of days.
Well, just as the president mentioned, this is the next 50 years of the Neustadt International Prize for Literature. We had a 3-year hiatus between Edwidge Danticat, whom you saw on the screen, and Margarita Engel, who was here in 2019 as our NSK Prize winner. But then in 2020, we were launching the 50th anniversary anthology honoring Ismail Kadare at the American Embassy in Tirana, Albania, and we were in the midst of COVID, of course, at that time, but now we're really especially delighted to be back in person, really fulfilling our mission as connecting to the teaching mission of the university, welcoming you all here in this room and also across the world virtually. And after 2 years of virtual events, I think we're most excited to just be back together again, to have this energy in the room, to have the writer with us. We're honoring this week Boubacar Boris Diop, as well as faculty colleagues, other writers and artists and scholars who have come in to join us this week and take part in the events of these next 3 days. So really it's 3 days full, that we have 9 in-person events as well as 2 Zoom-only events. So we'll do 3 things today. Tomorrow we'll have Mr. Diop's keynote, a conversation event with Boyana Coulibaly, who's here with him as well. And then on Wednesday, the premiere of the Black and Blues dance film is one of the things that I'm most excited about at noon in Meacham Auditorium. So we'll be here all 3 days in the Union, but together again, I think really, for me, that's one of the most exciting things about it. And then we'll, as RC said, conclude at 4 o'clock on Wednesday with the prize ceremony itself, the silver feather, the $50,000 check, and the certificate that goes with it. So that's what I'm really looking forward to, all of that.
I think Daniel's right. It is such a stellar lineup of talks and conversations and panels, but I think he's really giving you the ones that if you can only go to 2 or 3 or 4, I think you need to see Boubacar Boris Diop, particularly at the prize ceremony at 4 o'clock, and then his keynote speech on
Tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon.
well.
Please don't miss those.